Hi, my name is Divya. I'm from Kumkonam. Uh, this video is about class 12 economics, class 12, uh, part B, introduction to microeconomics. So in this video, I'll be talking about an economy, types of economy, and then problems of an economy, causes of problems of an economy, and the central problems of an economy. So this is what the content of this video. I'll start with what is an economy? An economy is a system in which and by which people get a living to satisfy their wants through the process of production, consumption, investment, and exchange. What is production? So, in economics, production production is basically defined as creation of utility. It is a process of method that is used to transform tangible inputs like raw materials or semi-finished goods and intangible goods like knowledge, idea, or service into goods and services. So, what is consumption in economics? Consumption is the product which is produced utilizing, making use of the product. The produced product is called as consumption. If you want it to be, if you want to give it as a statement, it is a process by which goods or services is completely utilized. Okay, completely utilized in a particular period of time. So this is called as consumption. Now, the third one is investment. It is that part of production which is committed for earning future profit. That is, the people invest, the producer invests his money in the production process. We call it as investment. That is, maybe purchasing of raw materials or purchasing of machineries, somehow something like that, land, whatever it may be, or he may invest more number of labors in the labors in the process of production. So everything will fall under the investment in economics. Now, what is exchange? So though now we have produced a product, it is ready for the consumption, and the producer is doing his investment. Now, what do you mean by exchange? So it means a process by which ownership is transformed from seller to buyer for a consideration. What does it mean in market? For example, in a market, we go to a market, we buy a product which we wanted. So there, the seller is selling his product. As a buyer, we are buying the products. So this is called the exchange of ownership, right? So when the seller is selling the product, when I buy the product from the seller, the ownership from the seller is transformed to me as a buyer. Now I'm the owner of the product, right? So this is a very simple example of the exchange. All right. Nice. Now, types of economy. There are three types of economy. One is market economy, or we call it as capitalist economy. Next, centrally planned economy or socialist economy. And the third type is mixed economy. So, market economy or capitalist economy, what does it mean? So, here, goods and resources are bought and sold freely in the market. That means there is no control over the production and selling of the product. What does it mean, production and selling of the product? When there is no control, how is it possible? It is possible, right? How is it possible? Now here it is a lack of solo performance. We know what is solo, right? So individual person is responsible for he takes the control of how much what to produce and how much quantity to be produced and what the price is to be fixed for that particular product. Okay, so this is called as free market. That is called as market economy or capitalist economy. Here, what will happen in market economy? What will happen? Profit is the main motive, right? What do I mean by profit is the main motive? For example, we buy rice. Okay, for example, I buy 1 kg of rice in the supermarket. So I pay the price, whatever it is there, whatever they charge in the supermarket. The same 1 kg of rice, if I buy from the ration shop, what will happen? The government is providing the same amount of the same 1 kg of rice for free of cost to me. If I have a ration card, if I have a valid ration card, if I go to the ration shop when they distribute the rice, I can buy it for free. So this is the difference between market economy and socialist economy, right? Market economy, the rice which I purchase from the supermarket is called as market economy. Their profit is the motive. Whereas when I buy the rice from the ration shop, that is called as socialist economy. Here I can explain both the types of economy, that is capitalist economy and socialist economy. In capitalist economy, I told you buying and selling is free. That is, the market is free. It is the control is with individual. No one is there to control the person who's producing and selling the product in the market. Whereas socialist economy, what will happen? It is guided by the government, or it is guided by the government or authorized person or authority by the central government. Either it may be central or state government. Okay, that is called as centrally planned economy. That is, decisions are taken by the government or by an authorized central authority. Now, the production are owned by sorry, the production is owned by the whole community. Whereas in market economy, the production is owned purely by the individual person who's producing the who's producing the product. Okay. Now, what is mixed economy? It is a combination of both market economy and socialist economy. Okay. So the ratio may differ. For example, if we take transportation, okay, road transport of our government, Tamil Nadu government, we have private buses. We can see private buses running as well as government buses running. This is a perfect example of mixed economy, because here private owned transport is also plying through. The government transport is also plying through. Whichever is affordable for people, we can make use of that. So this will be the perfect example for mixed economy, right? Now we'll move to the economic problem. What is an economic problem? It is a problem of choice arising from the use of limited means which have alternative uses for the satisfaction of various wants. Now, what is the purpose of producing a commodity in the market? It is to satisfy the human wants, right? So, human wants are unlimited, we all know that. But that is the major problem of an economy. So, due to the unlimited wanted of humans, all the problems arise in the economy. So, that is what is given here. What are the causes? So it is a problem of choice arising from the utilization or the use of limited means which have alternative uses for the satisfaction of various wants. There are two problems in the economy. That is limited means. All right. Also, limited means mean the resources are limited. Also, the available limited resources also have alternative uses. So this is a major problem. For example, I give you a chocolate. Okay. I know everybody loves chocolate, and I do. I really do. I love chocolates. Chocolate are my most favorite in the world. So when a person like me, is getting a chocolate from someone, what I will do is I will immediately consume it. I don't have any other thing in the mind. Immediately, I grab the chocolate and I eat it. So I feel so happy about it. If the chocolate is given to the person, those who are not fond of it, but they don't like it to eat it raw, that is as I did, they don't want to eat it in the same form which is given to them, they make use of it into a different form, maybe chocolate ganache. They may use the same chocolate to create a chocolate ganache, and they can drizzle it over in the desserts, whatever they wanted to, and they may consume. This is called as alternative use. Either you can use it directly or it can be used as a chocolate ganache to eat in a different form. Anyway, chocolate is consumed, but the usages of it differs. So this is called as alternative uses. So this is a very big problem. See, A good child like me will eat as it is, but a person, those who wanted to be make it more interesting, they use it as they use the alternative method of consuming it, right? Then now, causes of economic. Why these economic? We saw about what is economic problem. Now we should really get to know that why this economic problem arises. All right. What are the causes? There are three different causes. As I told you, human wants are unlimited. Economic resources are limited, and resources have alternative uses. All right. Now, the central problems of an economy, I hope you understand the causes of economic problems as I have explained earlier. Now, I'm switching to the central problems of an economy. What are the three? There are three major central problems of any economy. You don't have to worry about whether it is going to be US economy or UK economy. This is very common. This is a very universal term. So economy has any country's economy has three major different problems: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. What to produce, what kind of products to be produced. This is a major issue. So an economy has millions of products to produce. It has to decide which good or service to be produced and in what quantity. This is very important. Which good to be produced, which good or service to be produced, and in what quantity it has to be produced. This is very important. For example, whether to produce luxury goods or inferior goods. This is a major problem, either consumer good or capital good. Consumer good is for direct consumption, whereas capital good is for the transformation. The capital good has to transform it, has to have a transformation to be consumer good again, right? So capital goods are like raw materials. Either we could use the raw material directly or don't get confused. Just keep it as it is. Whether to produce luxury goods or inferior goods. All right. Now, what to produce have two dimensions. Type of goods. What type of goods to be produced? Quantity of goods to be produced. To understand it simply, you can have these 2 points in your mind. That is, what to produce have two dimensions. There is type of goods to be produced and quantity of goods to be. In what quantity of goods to be produced. Now, how to produce? Now, here comes the real task. We need to know about the techniques of production, whether it is going to be a labor intensive production or it is going to be a capital intensive production. What do you mean by labor intensive and capital intensive? Labor intensive is the production process involves more number of more ratio of labor and less ratio of capital goods. Sorry, capital goods. Right, I'm right. Okay, capital techniques. That is what I mean by capital. Capital normally refers to the property or money which is related for the production process. So when more number of labor is used, then that technique is called labor intensive technique. When more number of capital is used and less number of labor is used, we call it as capital intensive techniques. So how to produce have two different problems, that is labor intensive technique and capital intensive technique. Hope you understand. Now, the third problem is for whom to produce. Now I'm very clear about what to produce and which technique I have to use for the production. I'm clear with everything. Now, the major thing, for whom to produce, who's going to be my customers, who's going to be my targeted people, who's going to buy my products. That is most important. A producer should have a very good planning about the production, not right from the first step of production till the consumption to sell it in the market. So the third major problem is very important and it has to be handled very carefully, right? It is the problem which is concerned with the distribution of income among all the factors of production. What do you mean by distribution of income? That is, as we know, we learned earlier. Now the production process after the product is produced, when it is sold in the market, the ownership has to be transformed. How the ownership is going to be transformed? We need to pay money, right? So this every in economy we calculate everything. We have to be very careful in taking into account everything. See, in an economy of a country has to decide how much it is a part of the economy to decide how much amount of money should be there in the hands of people, how much amount of money should be circulated. We will be dealing in detail with all these things in the upcoming chapters. Okay, so it is the power of economy that which will decide how much amount of money is to be in the hands of in the people, and how much amount of money is to be invested in the production process and the circulation of money. Everything will be decided. So it is the biggest power of economy. Now, for whom to produces, the problem is directly related to the distribution of income, right? If we want to increase the production of luxurious goods, then our target audience is that the rich people in the country. All right. So this is a kind of clearance. Now, what are the four factors of production? I hope you know that: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. Okay. For whom to produce? So distribution of income. Why are we talking about the four factors of production here? Because for land, we have to pay rent. For labor, we have to pay wages. Then capital, interest to be paid. For entrepreneur, profit is to be paid, right? So this is called as distribution of income. Hope you're clear with that. Distribution of income doesn't mean that you go to the people directly and you pay, you make them, you give them money. That is not the direct literal meaning. So this is the meaning. That is, distribution of income is the distribution of income among all factors of production. That is land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. Land, rent has to be paid. Labor, wages to be paid. Capital, rent is sorry, mm, interest is to be paid, and for entrepreneur, profit is to be paid. Right. Now, I told you in the beginning, there are three major problems. Now, in the modern economy, economists have noticed that fourth central problem, that is the growth of resources and sustainable development. What do you mean by growth of resources? The resources has to grow. See, it for so for now the population was a little bit under control. Now the population is growing rapidly. So due to the increase in the population, every country's economy has to the population size has increased. Every economy has to definitely plan for the resources, the growth of the resources as well as sustainable development. What do you mean by sustainable development? Making use of, that is, utilizing the available resources in a justified manner. That is, what does that mean? Means we are not supposed to waste the resources which is available to us. The greatest and very simplest example for this is water. People, we people waste so much of water, right? We all know that we are not consuming water on right quantity. So that is a very simple example from our daily activity. Or else, if you want some more, I can give you one more example that nowadays we have a habit of using use and throw products. Okay, if we go to the shopping malls or the food corners, especially, we get the food. We are getting the food in a disposable containers, right? We use Tetra packs. Even if you go to the food or any malls or whatever it may be, they pack our food, or even if we get to go, that is, we get it packed in use and throw products. So if we definitely need to avoid those kind of products, okay, usage of the products, because that causes more number of problems to the nature environment. If the environment is polluted, or then the government has to focus more on clearing that pollution. Right? Already we have lot of pollution problems and all out of it. So few things it is not under our control. That is nowadays. Now you could see the foreign countries, they started using bicycles, even very higher official people, they started using bicycles to commute from the home to their workplace. So this is called as sustainable. This is a very important step in the sustainable development, because by using these bicycles, we physically get fit, as well as we are reducing the environmental pollution instead of using motor vehicles or cars and bikes to commute to the work from home. if we use bicycles, it is definitely is going to help directly help for our physical fitness as well as reducing pollution. I hope you understand. That's all for this video. I'll summarize whatever we have looked into this video. We started with what is an economy, then we discussed types of economy. What are the types of economy? Capitalist economy and market economy, centrally planned economy, and mixed economy. Then then we talked about economic problem and the causes of economic problem. Causes of economic problem: human wants are unlimited, economic resources are limited, resources have alternative uses. Then central problems of economy: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. And the fourth problem is, what is the fourth problem we see? Central problems. That is, the fourth central problem is the growth of resources and sustainable development. Thank you. I hope you understand everything. I hope you understand whatever I have explained.